Hi, welcome to Dreanweaver tutorial. Today we're going to focus on CSS Designer Panel at Dreanweaver CC 2014. Before we start, I think we should understand the relationship between HTML and CSS. On the screen you will see I have HTML structure and CSS style syntax. Let's take a look at HTML. First of all, you declare your document type as HTML. You start with HTML tag. Inside HTML, you have two major parts. The first part is head. All your dependent file need to let the web spider to know have to be in here. So your CSS external file have to be in here too. And also you can define style in here. And content have to inside the body tag. Once you have this structure, you need to beautify them. That's CSS come into play. Now on your right hand side, this is CSS syntax. Can a web page survive without CSS style sheet attached? Yes, it can. Because all the browser has a default. If you don't define your style, it will give it to you the very basic whatever they have. So if you notice fluid layout as Dreanweaver, it will generate boilerplate.css for you. That style sheet is a reset better than basic default. So of course you want to have a prettier web page and also enhance user experience. That's why you need to learn CSS. Okay, let's learn how to read CSS syntax. First one is simple HTML elements. Like here, for instance, p tag, paragraph, just p. The property they want to declare have to be inside the curly bracket, property column, and put whatever you desire, and finish up with semicolon. If you have a multiple properties, just continue to do so, like a second one that I have here. Now, the descendant format have to be, like for instance here, is inside your div tag, there's a p tag. Need to be defined. Between the div and p has a white space. White space is sensitive in CSS. If you're doing multiple white space, it doesn't matter. If you have a comma in between, like for instance the third one, multiple, it reads my heading 1, heading 2, heading 3 gonna share the same properties, which is font size is to emphasis. Class can be used multiple times. Start with a dot and then you can name whatever you want. Only one word, cannot have a white space. And ID start with pound sign and then you can of course name whatever you want. Once you have an ID, it's unique. It only can appear once in your web page. The last one is pseudo class. Definition is a special state of an element. So the famous one you will see the rollover, which is hover. It starts with elements you want to declare, column, hover, or link, or active, and so on. So I will treat it like interactive. So when user do something, you will highlight it or have some kind of animation. And last one is media is for responsive layout, focus on user device. And I also list of so I encourage you to explore and study online. Let's learn how to use a CSS Designer Panel. Okay, now we are on Dreanweaver CC now. Before you do anything, make sure you set up your site properly. I'm using a design workspace. I'm going to just create a blank HTML. On CC, the default is set up to be live. So you have to change to design view here. And I'm going to drag my insert panel on top of my document panel here. On my file, I have a Word document. So if you're using PC, you can just drag this file into your design view. If you're using Mac, you have to open up from Microsoft Word, copy, then come back to Dreanweaver and paste. So now I'm just gonna drag this one in. Prompt you to how do you like to generate this. Say OK. We have a very basic H1 paragraph. Hit a hard return on the paragraph. You automatically generate the second paragraph for you. I'm gonna do Command Z. And if you do soft return, it will generate break for you. Break doesn't have an end tag. If you go back to your live view here, you see this is pretty much the same as a browser preview. By default, they give you a Time Rome font. So let me go back to my design view. If you create HTML page from scratch on Dreanweaver, the first thing you should do is set up your page property here. Okay, here you can set up your font. I'm going to use a Gotham, and size I'm going to use 100%. Here you can set up your color text. And this point, you even can see a preview apply first. Not bad. Okay, and then you can continue. So in the margin, auto, and right auto, and top margin is 0, bottom margin is 0. Auto is not one of a standard value on CSS property. That's okay. Just say yes. And then on link, you can set up your link color here. I can pick up a color that I like and just copy this one and paste the visit. Roll over. When you roll over, green, just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, and here, underline style, you don't need to do underline always. I'm going to just do show underline on roll over. Okay, now you see I get rid of all the margin default, and you will see it will generate style inside your head section. Now let's take a look at CSS Designer Panel. It's not very user-friendly. I believe next version probably will be better. Okay, to create your own is quite simple. You just put your wherever you want to style it, and just click on selector plus button here, and it will generate H1 under the body. So actually everybody's under the body, so you can just do H1 if you like. You can leave it, and the property is way too long here. I already submit my suggestion to the Adobe. This visual cue is taking too much of a screen properties. By the time that you scroll down, you forgot what you're gonna do. I'm talking about not very user friendly. But anyway, H1, the typeface, this in different color. So you see, because I have a 2H1 here, okay? To do a multiple elements sharing, you just double click on the elements that you want to share, and comma and P they want to share, and heading 1 and the P tag are going to share the same properties. So that's how you do multiple. Double click, you can delete this. I'm going to turn my first heading and paragraph into my company logo. So I'm going to highlight this and insert a header tag. Choose wrap around the section. Code view, you will see it insert a header tag right here for you. Okay, so right now I'm going to customize this one. The whole tag here, header tag, click plus. You can leave it as is, or you can get rid of body. Start to customize stuff. So background color, so you see background color here. And of course, let's give you a little bit padding will be good. Padding 10 and 10. Now I have a padding. See, if I put the margin here, 10, so we create a margin. I can give it a padding 10 too. Okay, so give you a little space, not against the wall. Now I want to customize header. Put your cursor inside of a heading 1 and just plus here again. You can leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this time. Change the color here to better color, I guess. Okay, see, all right. Now I want to make body 80%. You want against the wall, so make it center it. Let's go back, uncheck the show set here. Type in width 80%. Right now, all the style is in the page, which is inside the style here. So the better off is attached. On CC, because you cannot move the style into a different style sheet. There's a several way to do this. Either you create a new one from here and then just copy and paste, or you can just go to File, New, and just select CSS, say Create. I'm just gonna save as. I'm just say No. Gonna give it New, Save, and go back a style here and highlight everything here, everything until you see the style here. Cut, go back and paste. We don't need this style tag anymore, and then you go back, we have a style here. This have to be deleted. Now it's good. So if you see the asterisk next to your document name, which is not saved, so right click on your gray area here, save all, and go back Untitled, because we cut all the style out, so all the style are disappeared. So now we can attach to it. Go to your source on plus here, attach existing CSS file, and just browse through it, new, and OK. Alright, so I'm gonna delete this. There's another way to do it. Put your cursor here, go to your file. You see the new CSS file here. You can just drag it in. Alright, so probably I'm gonna do a part 2, tackle the media query. So stay tuned. See you next time.